Imprisoned, is he, say you?
Aye, my good lord. 5 talents is his debt. His means most short, his creditors most strait. Your honourable letter he desires to those have shut him up, which failing, periods his comfort.
Noble Ventidius. Well, I am not of that feather to shake off my friend when he must need me. I do know him a gentleman that deserves a help, which he shall have. I'll pay the debt and free him.
Your lordship ever bind him.
Commend me to him. I will send his ransom, and being enfranchised, bid him come to me. 'Tis not enough to help the feeble up, but to support him after. Fare you well.
All happiness to your honour.
Lord Timon, hear me speak.
Freely, good father.
Thou hast a servant named Lucilius.
I have so. What of him?
Most noble Timon, call the man before thee.
Attends he here or no? Lucilius!
Here at your lordship's service.
This fellow here, Lord Timon, this thy creature, by night frequents my house. I am a man that from my first have been inclined to thrift, for my estate deserves an heir more raised than one which holds a trencher.
Well, what further?
One only daughter have I, no kin else, and I have bred her at my dearest cost in qualities of the best. This man of thine attempts her love. I prithee, noble lord, join with me to forbid him her resort. Myself have spoke in vain.
The man is honest.
Well, therefore he will be, Timon. His honesty rewards him in itself. It must not bear my daughter.
Does she love him?
She is young and apt. Our own precedent passions do instruct us what levities in youth.
Love you, the maid?
If in her marriage my consent be missing, I call the gods to witness, I will choose mine heir from forth the beggars of the world and dispossess her all.
How shall she be endowed if she be mated with an equal husband?
3 talents on the present, in future all.
This gentleman of mine hath served me long. What you bestow, in him I'll counterpoise and make him weigh with her.
Most noble lord.
My hand to thine, mine honor on my promise.
Humbly, I thank your lordship. Never may the state or fortune fall into my keeping, which is not owed to you.
Vouchsafe my labor, and long live your lordship.
Oh, I thank you. You shall hear from me anon. Go not away. What have you there, my friend?
Piece of painting which I do beseech your lordship to accept.
Oh, the painting is welcome.
The gods preserve ye.
We needs must dine together. Sir, your jewel hath suffered under praise.
What, my lord? Dispraise?
A mere satiety of commendations. If I should pay you for it as 'tis extolled, it would unclue me quite.
My lord, 'tis rated as those which sell would give, but you well know things of like value differing, and the owners are prized by their masters. Believe it, dear lord, you mend the jewel by wearing it.
Well mocked.
No, my good lord. He speaks the common tongue, which all men speak with him.
Oh, look who comes here. Will you be chid?
We'll bear with your lordship.
We'll spare none.
Good morrow to thee, gentle Apemantus.
Shall I be gentle? Stay thou for thy good morrow, when thou art Timon's dog, and these knaves honest.
Why dost thou call them knaves? Thou knowst them not.
Are they not Athenians?
Yes.
Then I repent not.
You know me, Apemantus.
Thou knowest I do. I called thee by thy name.
Thou art proud, Apemantus.
Of nothing so much as that I am not like Timon.
Whither art going?
To knock out an honest Athenian's brains.
That's a deed thou wilt die for.
Right, if doing nothing be death by the law.
Oh, how likest thou this picture, Apemantus?
The best for the innocents.
Wrought he not well that painted it?
Well, he wrought better that made the painter. And yet, he's but a filthy piece of work.
You're a dog.
Thy mother's of my generation. What's she if I be a dog, eh?
Oh, wilt dine with me, Apemantus?
No, I eat not lords.
And thou'st anger ladies.
Oh, well, they eat lords, so they come by great bellies.
Oh, there's a lascivious apprehension.
So thou apprehendst it. Take it for thy labor.
Ooh. How dost thou like this jewel, Apemantus?
Not so well as plain dealing, which will not cost a man a doit.
What dost thou think 'tis worth?
Not worth my thinking. Oh, how now? A poet? Art not a poet?
Yes.
Ha! Then thou liest. Look at thy last work, where thou hast feigned him a worthy fellow.
That's not feign, he is so.
Yes, he is worthy of thee, and to pay thee for thy labor. He that loves to be flattered is worthy of the flatterer. Ah, heavens that I were a lord.
What wouldst do then, Apemantus?
Even as Apemantus does now, hate a lord with my heart.
Huh. What trumpet's that?
'Tis Alcibiades and some 20 horse, all of companionship.
Oh, pray, entertain them. Give them guide to us, most welcome, sir.
Yes, so there. Oh, aches contract and starve your supple joints, that there should be small love mongst these sweet knaves, and all this courtesy. The strain of man is bred out into baboon and monkey.
Sir, you have saved my longing, huh? And I feed most hungrily on your sight.
Oh, right. Welcome, sir. Ere we depart, we'll share a bounteous time in different pleasures. Pray you, let us in.
What time of day is it, Apemantus?
Time to be honest.
That time serves still.
The more accursed thou that still omitst it.
Thou art going to Lord Timon's feast?
Aye, to see meat fill knaves and wine heat fools.
Well, fare thee well. Fare thee well.
Thou art a fool to bid me fare thee well twice.
Why, Apemantus?
Shouldst have kept one to thyself, for I mean to give thee none.
Hang thyself.
No, I will do nothing at thy bidding. Make thy request to thy friend.
He's the opposite to humanity. Come, shall we in and taste Lord Timon's bounty? He outgoes the very heart of kindness.
Pours it out. This God of gold is but his servant. No meed, but he repays sevenfold above itself. No gift to him, but breeds the giver a return exceeding all use of acquittance.
The noblest mind he carries that ever governed man.
Long may he live in fortunes. Shall we in?
I'll keep you company.
A great banquet is served.
Most honoured Timon, it hath pleased the gods to remember my father's age and to call him long peace. He is gone happy and has left me rich. Then, as in grateful virtue I am bound, your free heart I do return those talents, doubled with thanks and service, from whose help I derived liberty.
By no means. Honest Ventidius, you mistake my love. I gave it freely ever, and there's none can truly say he gives if he receives.
A noble spirit.
Oh, nay, my lords. Pray now, you more welcome are you to my fortunes than my fortunes are to me.
My lord, we have confessed it.
Confessed it? Hanged it, have you not?
Oh, Apemantus, you are welcome.
No, you shall not make me welcome. I come to have thee thrust me out of doors.
Fie, thou art a churl. You've got a humor there does not become a man. 'Tis much to blame. They say, my lords, that anger is but a brief madness. But yond man is ever angry. Go, let him have a table by himself, for he does neither affect company nor is he fit for it.
Let me stay at thine peril, Timon? I come to observe. I give thee fair warning.
I take no heed of thee. Thou art an Athenian, therefore welcome. I myself would have no power, prithee. Let my meat make thee silent.
I scorn thy meat. 'Twould choke me, for I should never flatter thee. Oh, you gods! What a number of men eat Timon, and he sees them not. It grieves me to see so many dip their meat in one man's blood. And all the madness is, he cheers them up, too. I wonder men dare trust themselves with men. Methinks they should invite them without knives. Good for their meat and safer for their lives.
My lord, in heart, and let the health go round.
Let it flow this way, my good lord.
Oh, flow this way, a brave fellow. He keeps his tides well. Those hells will make thee in thy state look ill, Timon. Here's that which is too weak to be a sinner. Honest water, which never left man in the mire. Oh, yes. This and my food are equals. There's no odds. Feasts are too proud to give thanks to the gods. Immortal gods, I crave no pelf. I pray no man but to myself. Grant I may never prove so fond to trust a man on his oath or bond, or a harlot for her weeping, or a dog that seems a sleeping, or a keeper with my freedom, or my friends if I should need them. Amen. So fall to it. Rich men sin, and I eat fruit. Oh, much good. Ditch thy heart, good Apemantus.
Captain Alcibiades, your heart's in the field now.
My heart is ever at your service, my lord.
Oh, you would rather be at a breakfast of enemies than a dinner of friends.
Yeah, so they were bleeding new, my lord. There's no meat like them. I could wish my best friend at such a feast.
Would all those flatterers were thine enemies then, that then thou mightst kill 'em and bid me to 'em?
Might we but have that happiness, my lord, that you would once use our hearts, whereby we might express some part of our zeals, we should think ourselves forever perfect.
Oh, no doubt, my good friends. But the gods themselves have provided that I shall have much help from you. How had you been my friends else? What need we have any friends if we should ne'er have need of them? They were the most needless creatures living, should we ne'er have use of them, and would resemble sweet instruments hung up in cases that keep their sounds to themselves. Why, I have often wished myself poorer, that I might come nearer to you. We are born to do benefits, and what better or properer can we own than the riches of our friends? What a precious comfort 'tis to have so many, like family, commanding one another's fortunes. Joy, my eyes cannot hold out water, methinks. To forget their faults, I drink to you.
Thou weepest to make them drink, Timon.
Joy had the like conception in our eyes, and at that instant, like a babe sprung up.
I laugh to think that babe a bastard.
I promise you, my lord, you moved me much.
Oh, much.
Oh, what means that trumpet? Oh, how now?
Please you, my lord, there's a certain lady most desirous of admittance.
Oh, I pray, let them be admitted. Flavius?
My lord?
The little casket. Bring me hither.
Yes, my lord. More jewels yet. There's no crossing him in his humor, else I should tell him what. Faith, I should, when all's spent, he'll be cross then, and he could. 'Tis pity bounty had not eyes behind, that one might ne'er be wretched for their mind.
Where be your men?
Here, my lord, in readiness.
Our horses?
Oh, my friends, I have one word to say to you. Look you. My good lord, I must entreat you, honor me so much as to advance this jewel. Accept it, wear it, kind my lord.
I am so far already in your gifts.
Oh, are we all?
Beseech your honor, vouchsafe me just a word. It does concern you near.
Near? Why then, another time I'll hear thee. I prithee, let's be provided to show them entertainment.
I scarce know how.
How now? What news?
Please you, my lord, that honorable gentleman, Lord Lucullus, entreats your company tomorrow to hunt with him, and has sent your honor 2 brace of greyhounds.
Oh, I will hunt with him and let them be received, not without fair reward.
What will this come to? He commands us to provide and give great gifts, and all out of an empty coffer. Nor will he know his purse or yield me this to show him what a beggar his heart is, being of no power to make his wishes good. His promises fly so beyond his state that what he speaks is all in debt. He owes for every word. He is so kind that he now pays interest for it. His lands put to their books. Happier is he that has no friend to feed than such that doing enemies exceed. Oh, I bleed inwardly for my lord.
I take all, and your several visitations so kind to heart. Oh, 'tis not enough to give. Methinks I could deal kingdoms to my friends and ne'er be weary. Oh, Alcibiades, thou art a soldier, therefore seldom rich. It comes in charity to thee, for all thy living is mongst the dead, and all the lands thou hast lie in a pitched field.
Aye, defiled land, my lord.
We are so virtuously bound.
And so am I to you.
So infinitely indeed.
Oh, all to you. Oh, lights, more lights.
Best of happiness, honor, and fortunes keep with you, Lord Timon.
Mwah! Ready for his friends.
What a coil's here, serving of backs and jutting out of bums. I doubt whether their legs be worth the sums that are given for 'em. Friendships full of dregs. Methinks false hearts should never have sound legs. Thus honest fools lay out their wealth on courtesies.
Now, Apemantus, if thou wert not sullen, I would be good to thee.
No, I'll nothing. For if I should be bribed too, there would be none left to rail upon thee, and then thou would sin the faster. What need these feasts, pomp, and vainglories, huh?
Nay, and you begin to rail on society once, I am sworn not to give regard to you. Farewell, and come with better music.
So, I will not hear me now. Thou shalt not then. I'll lock thy heaven from thee. Ah, that men's ears should be to counsel deaf, but not to flattery.
Late 5,000 to Varro and to Isidore, he owes 9,000, besides my former sum, which makes it 25, still in motion of raging waste. No porter at his gate, but rather one that smiles and still invites all that pass by. It cannot hold. No reason can find his state in safety. Cephas! Oi, Cephas, I say.
Here, sir, what is your pleasure?
Get on your cloak and haste you to Lord Timon, importune him for my monies, but be not ceased with slight denial, nor then silenced when, commend me to your master, the cap placed in the right hand, thus, but tell him, my uses cry to me, I must serve my turn out of mine own. His days and times are past, and my reliances on his fracted dates have smit my credit, that I love and honour him, but must not break my back to heal his finger. Put on a most importunate aspect, a visage of demand, for I do fear when every feather sticks in its own wing, Lord Timon will be left a naked gull, which flashes. Now a Felix. Get you gone.
I go, sir.
Oh, I go, sir. Take the bonds along with you. Yeah, and have the dates that are in contempt.
I will, sir.
Go.
No care, no stop, no senseless of expense. What shall be done? He will not hear till feel. I must be round with him now. He comes from hunting. Fie, fie, fie.
Good even, Titus. What, you come for money?
Is not your business too?
It is, and yours too, Hortensius.
It is so.
Would we were all discharged.
I fear it.
Here comes the Lord.
Soon as dinner's done, we'll forth again. Alcibiades, with me. Oh, what is your will?
My lord, here is a note of certain dues.
Dues? Whence are you?
Of Athens. Here, my lord.
Go to my steward.
Please it, your lordship, he hath put me off to the succession of new days this month. My master is awakened by great occasion to call upon his own, and humbly praise you that with your other noble parts you'll suit in giving him his right.
Mine honest friend, I prithee, but repair to me next morning.
Nay, good my lord.
Contain thyself, good friend.
One Varro's servant, my good lord.
From Isidore, he humbly prays your speedy payment.
If you did know, my lord, my master's wants.
'Twas due on forfeiture, my lord, 6 weeks and past.
Your steward puts me off, my lord, and I am sent expressly to your lordship.
Give me breath. I do beseech you, good my lords, keep on. I'll wait upon you instantly.
Please you, gentlemen, the time is unagreeable to this business. Your importunacy cease till after dinner, that I may make his lordship understand wherefore they are not paid.
Come hither, pray you. How goes the world that I am thus encountered with clamorous demands of date-broke bonds, and the detention of long since due debts against my honor? Wherefore, ere this time, had you not fully laid my state before me, that I might so have rated my expense as I had leave of means?
You would not hear me. At many leisures I proposed.
Go to. Perchance, some single vantages you took, when my indisposition put you back, and the unaptness made you minister thus to excuse yourself.
My good lord, at many times I brought in my accounts, laid them before you, you would throw them off, and say you found them in mine honesty. When for some trifling present you have bid me return so much, I've shook my head and wept. Yea, against the authority of manners, prayed you to hold your hand more close. I did endure not seldom, nor no slight checks, when I have prompted you in the ebb of your estate and your great flow of debts.
I prithee no more.
Heavens, have I said, the bounty of this lord. How many prodigal bits have slaves and peasants this night glutted? Who is not Timon's? What heart, head, sword, force, means but is Lord Timon's, great, noble, worthy, royal Timon? Ah, when the means are gone, that by this praise the breath is gone, whereof this praise is made. Feast won, fast lost, one cloud of winter showers. These flies are couched. My loved lord, though you hear me now, too late, yet now's the time. The greatest of your having lacks a half to pay your present debts.
What? Let all my land be sold.
'Tis all gone, all engaged, and some forfeited, and what remains will hardly stop them out of present dues. The future comes apace. What
To Lacedaemon did my land extend.
Oh, my good lord, the world is but a word. Were it all yours to give it in a breath, how quickly were it gone.
You tell me true?
If you suspect my husbandry or falsehood, call me before the exactest auditors and set me on the proof, so the gods bless me when all our offices have been oppressed with riotous feeders.
Come, sermon me no further. No villainous bounty hath yet passed my heart. Unwisely, not ignobly have I given. Why dost thou weep? Canst thou the conscience lack to think I shall lack friends? Oh, secure thy heart. If I would broach the vessels of my love and try the argument of hearts by borrowing, men and men's fortunes could I frankly use as I can bid thee speak.
Assurance, bless your thoughts.
And in some sort these wants of mine are crowned that I account them blessings. For by these shall I try my friends. You shall perceive how you mistake my fortunes. I am wealthy in my friends.
I have been bold. For that I knew it the most general way, for them to use your signet and your name, but they do shake their heads, and I am here no richer in return.
What? Is it true? I mean, can't be.
Oh, they answer in a joint and corporate voice, that now they are at fall, want treasure, cannot do what they would, are sorry, you are honorable, but, yet they would have wished, they know not. Something hath been amiss. Noble nature may catch a wrench, would all were well, 'tis pity. And so intending other serious matters, after distasteful looks in these hard fractions, with certain half-caps and cold moving nods, they froze me into silence.
Gods, reward them. Prithee, man, look cheerily. These old fellows have their ingratitude in them hereditary. Their blood is caked. 'Tis cold, it seldom flows. 'Tis lack of kindly warmth, they are not kind. And nature, as it grows again toward earth, is fashioned for the journey, dull and heavy. Within there, Flaminius, Servilius.
My lord.
My lord.
I will dispatch you severally. You to Lord Lucilius, to Lord Lucullus, you. I hunted with his honor today. Commend me to their loves, and I am proud. Say, my occasions have found time to use them toward a supply of money. Let the request be 50 talents.
As you have said, my lord.
Lord Lucilius and Lucullus.
Go you, sir, to the senators, of whom into the state's best health I have deserved this hearing. Bid 'em send the instant 1,000 talents to me. Go then to Ventidius. I cleared him with 5 talents. Greet him from me. Bid him suppose some good necessity touches his friend, which craves to be remembered with those 5 talents. That had you give it these fellows to whom 'tis instant due, ne'er speak or think that Timon's fortunes mongst his friends can sink.
What I could not think it, that thought is bounty's foe, being free itself, thinks all others so.
I have told my lord of you he is coming down to you.
I thank you, sir.
Yep, here's my lord.
One of Timon's men. A gift, I warrant. Flaminius! Honest Flaminius, you are very respectably welcome, sir. And what hast thou under thy cloak, pretty Flaminius?
Faith, nothing but an empty box, sir, which in my lord's behalf I come to entreat your honor to supply, nothing doubting your present assistance therein.
La, 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 la. Nothing doubting, says he. Alas, good lord, a noble gentleman 'tis, if he would not keep so good a house. Many a time and often I have dined with him and told him on't, and come again to supper with him, of purpose to have him spend less. And yet he would embrace no counsel, take no warnings by my coming. Every man has his fault, and honesty is his. Flaminius, I have noted you always wise. Here's to thee.
Your lordship speaks your pleasure.
I have observed thee always from a towardly prompt spirit. Give thee thy due, and one that knows what belongs to reason, and canst use the time well, if the time use thee well. Good parts in thee. Draw nearer, honest Flaminius. Thou knowst well enough, although thou comest to me, that this is no time to lend money, especially upon bare friendship without security. Here's 3 solidaires for thee. Wink at me and say thou never saw me. Fare thee well.
Is possible the world should so much differ, and we alive that lived? Fly, damned baseness, to him that worships thee!
Now I see thou art a fool and fit for thy master.
Has friendship such a faint and milky heart it turns in less than 2 nights? Oh, you gods, I feel my master's passion. This slave unto his honor has my lord's meat in him. Oh, may diseases only work upon it. And when he's sick to death, let not that part of nature which my lord paid for be of any power to expel sickness, but prolong his hour.
Lord Timon? He's my very good friend and an honorable gentleman.
We know him for no less, though we are but strangers to him. But I can tell you one thing, my lord, and which I hear from common rumors. Now, Lord Timon's happy hours are done and past, and his estate shrinks from him.
Fine. I do not believe it. You cannot want for money.
But believe you this, my lord, that not long ago, one of his men was with Lord Lucullus to borrow so many talents, nay, urged extremely for it, and showed what necessity belonged to it, and yet was denied.
How?
I tell you, denied.
Whoa, what a strange, whoa, no. What a strange case was that? Now, before the gods, I'm ashamed on it. Denied that honorable man. There was very little honor showed in. For my own part, I must needs confess, I've received some small kindnesses from him as money, plate, jewels, such like trifles, but nothing compared to his. Yet, had he mistook him and sent to me, I should have ne'er denied occasion so many talents.
See, by good happy yonders, my lord, I have sweat to see his honor. My honored lord!
Servilius! You are kindly met, sir. Fare thee well. Commend me to my honorable, virtuous lord, my very exquisite friend.
May it please your honor, my lord, have said.
What he said. I was so much endeared to the Lord. He's ever sending. How shall I thank him? Thanks now. And wait, what he what's he said now?
Has only sent his present occasion now, my lord, requesting your lordship to supply his instant use with so many talents.
I know his lordship's married with me. He cannot want 5,500 talents.
But in the meantime, he wants less, my lord. If his occasion were not virtuous, I should not urge it half so faithfully.
So, does that speak seriously, Servilius?
On my soul, 'tis true, sir.
What a wicked beast was I to disfurnish myself against such good time when I might have shown myself honorable. I mean, how lucky it was when it happened. Servilius, now before the gods, I'm not able to do the more beast, say I. No, I was sending to use Lord Timon myself. These gentlemen can witness, but I would not, for the wealth of Athens had done now. I mean, commend me bountifully to his good lordship, and I hope his honor will conceive the fairest of me, because I have no power to be kind. And tell him this from me, I count it one of my greatest afflictions. Say that I cannot pleasure such an honorable gentleman. Good Servilius, will you befriend me so far as to use mine own words to him?
Yes, sir, I shall.
I'll look you out on a good turn, Servilius.
Oh, must he needs trouble me in it, above all others? No, he might have tried Lord Lucius or Lucullus. And now Ventidius is wealthy too, whom he redeemed from prison. All these owe their estates unto him.
My lord, they have all been touched and found base metal, for they have all denied him.
Oh, have they denied him? Has Ventidius and Lucullus denied him, and does he send to me? Oh, 3. Oh, it shows but little love or judgment in him. Must I be his last refuge? His friends, like physicians, thrive but give him over, and must I then take the cure upon me? He's much disgraced me in it. I'm angry at him that might have known my place. I see no sense for it, but his occasion might have wooed me first. For in my conscience, I was the first man that ever received gift from him, and does he think so backwardly of me now that I'll requite it last? No. So it may prove an argument of laughter to the rest, and amongst lords I be thought a fool. I'd rather than the worth of thrice the sum he'd sent to me first, but for my mind's sake. You know, I'd such a courage to do him good. But now, return, and with their faint reply this answer join. Who bates mine honour shall not know my coin.
Excellent. Your lordship's a goodly villain. The devil knew not what he did when he made man politic. He crossed himself by it. And I cannot think but in the end the villainies of man will set him clear. How fairly this lord strives to appear foul, takes virtuous copies to be wicked, like those that under hot ardent zeal would set whole rims on fire. Oh, this was my lord's best hope. Now all are fled, save only the gods. Now his friends are dead. Doors that were ne'er acquainted with their wards. Many a bounteous year must be employed now to guard sure their master. And this is all a liberal course allows. Who cannot keep his wealth must keep his house.
Well met. Good morrow, Titus and Hortensius.
The like to you, Concapus.
What do we meet together?
Aye, and I think one business does command us all, for mine is money.
So is theirs and ours.
And Sir Philotas too.
Good day at once.
Welcome, good brother. What do you think the hour?
Laboring for 9.
So much.
Is not my lord seen yet?
Not yet.
I wonder on it. He has wants to shine at 7.
Aye, but the days are waxed shorter with him. You must consider that a prodigal course is like the sun's, but not like his, recoverable. I fear 'tis deepest winter in Lord Timon's purse. That is, one may reach deep enough and yet find little.
I am of your fear for that.
Oh, I'll show you how to observe a strange event. Now, your lord sends now for money.
That's true, he does.
And he wears jewels now of Timon's gift, for which I wait for money.
It is against my heart. I am weary of this charge. The gods can witness.
Yes, mine's 3,000 crowns. What's yours?
5,000, mine.
It's much deep, and it should seem by the sun your master's confidence was above mine, else surely his it equaled.
Ooh, one of Lord Timon's men.
Flaminius, sir, a word, I pray. Is my lord ready to come forth?
No, indeed, he is not.
We attend his lordship, pray signify so much.
I need not tell him that. He knows you are too diligent.
Is not that his steward muffled so? He goes away in a cloud. Call him. Call him.
Do you hear, sir?
By your leave, sir.
What do you ask of me, my friend?
We wait for certain money here, sir.
Aye. If money were as certain as you're waiting, 'twere sure enough, why then preferred you not your sums and bills when your false masters eat of my lord's meat? Then they could smile and fawn upon his debts and take down the interest in their gluttonous maws.
Aye, but this answer will not serve.
If 'twill not serve, 'tis not so base as you, for you serve knaves.
What does his passion worship, mother?
No matter what, he's poor, and that's revenge enough.
Oh, here's another. Now we shall know some answer.
If I might beseech you, gentlemen, to repair some other hour, I should derive much from it. For taste of my soul, my lord leans wondrously to discontent. His comfortable temper has forsook him. He's much out of his health, and he keeps his chamber.
Many do keep their chambers are not sick. And if it be so far beyond his health, methinks he should the sooner pay his debts and make a clear way to the gods.
Good gods!
We cannot take this for an answer, sir!
With help, my lord, help!
What? Are my doors opposed against my passage? Have I been ever free, and must my house be my retentive enemy, my jail, the place which I have feasted? Does it now, like all mankind, show me an iron heart?
My lord, here's my bill.
Here's mine.
And mine, my lord, all our bills.
Knock me down with them. Cleave me to the girdle.
Alas, my lord.
Cut my heart in sums.
Mine, 50 talents.
Tell out my blood.
5,000 crowns, my lord.
5,000 drops pays that. What's yours? And yours? And yours?
My lord.
Take me, and the gods fall upon you.
Faith, I perceive our masters may throw their caps at their money. These debts may well be called desperate ones, for a madman owes them.
They have e'en put my breath from me, the slaves, creditors, devils.
My dear lord.
What if it should be so?
Lord.
I'll have it so. My steward.
Here, my lord.
Oh, so fitly. Go. Bid all my friends again, Lucilius, Lucullus, and Sempronius, all, Sirrah, all. I'll once more feast the rascals.
Oh, my lord, you only speak from your distracted soul. There is not so much left to furnish out a moderate table.
Be it not in thy care. Go, I charge thee, invite them all. Let in the tide of knaves once more. My cook and I'll provide.
Hi.
Good day to you, sir.
I also wish it to you. I also wish it to you. I think this honourable lord did but try us this other day.
Upon that were my thoughts tiring. I hope it is not so low with him as he made it seem in the trial of his several friends.
It should not be, by the persuasion of his new feasting.
I should think so. He hath sent me an earnest inviting, which many my near occasions did occur me to put off. But he hath conjured me beyond them.
In like manner, I was in debt to my importunate business, but he would not hear my excuse. I am sorry when he sent to borrow of me that my provision was out.
I'm sick of that grief too, as I understand how all things go.
Every man hears so. What would he have borrowed of you?
1,000 pieces.
1,000 pieces?
And what of you?
He sent to me, sir.
With all my heart, gentlemen. And how fare you?
Ever at the best, hearing well of your lordship?
Follows not the summer more willing than we, your lordship.
No, nor more willingly leaves winter, such summer birds are men. Gentlemen, our dinner will not recompense this long delay.
I hope it remains not unkindly with your lordship that I return to you an empty messenger.
Oh, sir, let it not trouble you.
Oh, my noble lord.
Oh, my good friend. What cheer?
Oh, my most honourable lord. I am even sick of shame that when your lordship this other day sent to me, I was so unfortunate, a beggar.
Think not on it, sir.
Oh, but if you'd have sent, 2 hours before.
Let it not cumber your better remembrance. Come, bring in all together.
All covered dishes.
Royalty, I warrant you.
Doubt not that, if money in the season can yield it.
How do you? What's the news?
My worthy friends, will you draw near?
I'll tell you more anon. Here's a noble feast toward.
This is the man still.
Will to hold?
Each man to his stool, with that spur as he would to the lip of his mistress. Your diet shall be in all places alike. The gods require our thanks. Your great benefactors, sprinkle our society with thankfulness.
Amen.
Lend to each man enough that one need not lend to another. For were your godheads to borrow of men, men would forsake the gods. These, my present friends, as they are to me nothing, so in nothing bless them, and to nothing are they welcome, uncovered dogs and lap.
Well, what does his lordship mean?
I know not.
What does this
I don't
lordship
hold
mean?
up.
What?
May you a better feast ne'er behold, you knot of mouth friends. Smoke and lukewarm water is your perfection. This is Timon's last, who stuck and spangled with your flatteries, washes it off and sprinkles it in your faces, you rinking villainy. Live loathed and wrong, most smiling, smooth, detested parasites, courteous destroyers, affable wolves, meek bears. You fools of fortune, trencher friends, time's flies, Capanese slaves, vapors and minute jacks. Of man and beast, the infinite malady crust you quite o'er. What? Dost thou go? Oh, soft. Take thy physic first. Thou too, and thou. Stay, I will lend thee money.
Hey, how now, my lords.
Know you the quality of Lord Timon's fury?
He's but a mad lord, and naught but humor sways him.
Make no stay.
Lord Timon's mad.
I feel it upon my bones.
Let me look back upon thee, O thou wall that girdlest in those wolves. Dive in the earth and fence not Athens. Matrons, turn incontinent. Timon will to the woods, where he shall find the unkindest beast more kindly than mankind. The gods confound. Hear me, you gods all. The Athenians both within and out the wall. And grant, as Timon grows, his hate may grow to the whole race of mankind, high and low. Amen.
My lord, you have my voice to it. The false blood, it is necessary he should die. Nothing emboldens sin so much as mercy.
Most true, the law shall bruise him.
Honor, health, and compassion to the Senate.
Now, Captain.
I am an humble suitor to your virtues. For pity is the virtue of the law, and none but tyrants use it cruelly. It pleases time and fortune to lie heavy upon a friend of mine who in hot blood hath stepped into the law, which is past depth to those that without heed do plunge into it. He's a man, setting his fate aside, of comely virtues. Nor did he soil the fact with cowardice, an honor in him which buys out his fault, but with a noble fury and fair spirit he did oppose his foe. And with such sober and unnoted passion he did behave his anger ere 'twas spent, as if he had but proved an argument.
You undergo too strict a paradox, striving to make an ugly deed look fair. Your words have took such pains as if they laboured to bring manslaughter into form, and set quarrel upon the head of valour, which indeed is valour misbegot, and came into the world when sects and factions were newly born. He is truly valiant that can wisely suffer. The worst that man can breathe and make his wrongs. He's outside to wear like his raiment carelessly. If wrongs be evils and enforce us kill, what folly 'tis to hazard life for ill.
My lord.
You cannot make gross sin look clear. To revenge is no valor but to bear.
My lords, then, under favor, pardon me, if I speak like a captain. Why do fond men expose themselves to battle and not endure all threats? Sleep upon, and let the foes quietly cut their throats without repugnancy. If there be such valor in the bearing, what make we abroad? Why then women are more valiant that stay at home if bearing carry it, and the ass more captain than the lion. The felon loaded with irons wiser than the judge, if wisdom be in suffering. Oh, my lords, as you are great, be pitifully good. To kill, I grant, is sin's extremest gust, but in defense, by mercy, 'tis most just. To be in anger is impiety, but who is man that is not angry? Weigh but the crime with this.
You breathe in vain.
In vain? There's service done at Lacedaemon and Byzantium were a sufficient briber for his life.
That?
I say, my lords, he has done fair service and slain in fight many of your enemies. How full of valor did he bear himself in the last conflict and made plenteous wounds.
He has made too much plenty with him. He's a sworn rioter. He has a sin that often drowns him and takes his valor prisoner. If there were no foes, that were enough to overcome him. This inferred to us his days are foul and his drink dangerous.
He dies.
Hard fate. He might have died in war. Yet more to move you, take my deserts to his. Join them both. And for I know your reverend ages love security, I'll pawn all my victories, all my honors to you upon his good returns. If by this crime he owes the law his life, why let the war receive it in valiant gore? For law is strict, and war is nothing more.
Yeah, for law, he dies. Urge it no more. On height of our displeasure, friend or brother, he forfeits his own blood that spills another.
Must it be so? It must not be. My lords, I do beseech you, know me.
How?
Call me to your remembrances.
What?
I cannot think, but your age has forgot me. It could not else be I should prove so base, to sue and be denied such common grace. My wounds ache at you.
Do you dare our anger? 'Tis in few words, but spacious in effect. We banish thee forever.
Banish me? Banish your dotage. Banish usury that makes the Senate ugly.
If after 2 days' shine Athens contain thee, attend our weightier judgment. And not to swell our spirit, he shall be executed presently.
Now the gods keep you old enough that you may live only in bone, that none may look on you. Ooh, I am worse than men. I have kept back their foes while they have told their money and let out their coin upon large interest. I myself only rich in large hurts. All those for this? Is this the balsam that the usuring Senate pours into captains' wounds? Banishment? It comes not ill. I hate not to be banished. It is a cause worthy my spleen and fury that I may strike at Athens. I'll cheer up my discontented troops and lay for hearts. 'Tis honor with most lands to be at odds. Soldiers should brook as little long as gods.
O blessed breeding son, Draw from the earth rotten humidity. Below thy sister's orb, infect the air. Twinned brothers of one womb, whose procreation, residence, and birth scarce is dividend, touch them with several fortunes. The greater scorns the lesser. Raise me this beggar, and deny that lord. The senator shall bear contempt hereditary, the beggar native honor. There's nothing level in our cursed natures but direct villainy. Therefore, be abhorred all feasts, societies, and throngs of men. Destruction fang mankind, earth, yield me roots. Who seeks for better of thee, sauce his palate with thy most operant poison. What is here? Gold, yellow, glittering, precious gold. No gods, I am no idle votarist. Roots, you clear heavens. You gods, why this? What? This, you gods? Why this will lug your priests and servants from your sides. Pluck stout men's pillows from below their heads. This yellow slave will knit and break religions. Bless the accursed, make the whore leprosy adored. Place thieves and give them title, knee, and approbation with senators on the bench. But yet, I'll bury thee. Thou'lt go, strong thief, where gouty keepers of thee cannot stand.
Where should he have this gold?
Where should he have it? The mere want of gold and the falling from of his friend drove him into this melancholy.
Oh, it is seen. He hath a massive treasure.
Is not this he?
Oh, it is his description?
He. I know him.
Let us make our essay upon him. If you care not for it, he will supply us easily.
Save thee, Timon!
Save thee, Timon!
Now, thieves.
We're soldiers,
not thieves.
Oh, both, too, and women's sons.
We are not thieves, but men that much do want.
Yeah, your greatest want is you want much of meat. Why should you want? Behold, the earth hath roots. The oaks bear mast, the briars scarlet hips. The bounteous housewife, nature, on each bush lays her full mess before you. Want? Why want?
We cannot live on grass, on berries, water, as beasts and birds and fishes.
No, nor on the beasts themselves, the birds and fishes. You must eat men. Yet thanks I must you con that you are thieves professed, that you work not in holier shapes. I'll example you with thievery. The sun is a thief, and with his great attraction robs the vast sea. The moon's an arrant thief, and her pale fire she snatches from the sun. The sea's a thief, whose liquid surge resolves the moon into salt tears. The earth's a thief, that feeds and breathes by a composture stolen from general excrement. Each thing's a thief, rob one another. Here, there's more gold. Cutthroats that you meet, all are thieves. To Athens go, break ope shops. Nothing can you steal, but thieves do lose it. Steal no less for this I give you, and gold you man.
Has almost charmed me from my profession by persuading me to it.
'Tis in the malice of mankind that he thus advises us not to have us thrive in our mystery.
I'll believe him as an enemy and give over my trade.
Oh, no. Let's first seek our peace in Athens. There is no time so miserable, but a man may be true.
Hear you, Master Steward. Where is our master? Are we undone, cast off, nothing remaining?
Alack, my fellows, what should I say to you? Let me be recorded by the righteous gods. I am as poor as you.
Such a house broke. So noble a master fallen, all gone, and not one friend to take his fortune by the arm and go along with him.
More of our fellows.
Oh, all broken implements of a ruined house.
Yet do our hearts wear Timon's livery, that see I by our faces.
Good fellows, the latest of my wealth I will share amongst you. Where'er we shall meet, for Timon's sake, let's yet be fellows, let's shake our heads and say, as Tornell unto our master's fortunes we have seen better days. Here, nay, all put out your hands. Let's each take some. Here, not a word, not one word more. There, thus we part, rich in sorrow, parting poor. Oh, the fierce wretchedness that glory brings us. Who would not wish to be from wealth exempt? Since riches point to misery and contempt, poor honest Lord, brought low by his own heart, undone by goodness, strange unusual blood, when man's worst sin is he does too much good. Who then dares to be half so kind again? For bounty that makes gods does still mar men. He's flung in rage from his ungrateful seat of monstrous friends, nor has he with him to supply his life for that which can command it. I will follow and inquire him out. I'll ever serve his mind with my best will. Whilst I have gold, I will be his steward still.
What art thou there? Speak!
A beast, as thou art, a canker gnaw thy heart for showing me again the eyes of man.
What is thy name? Is man so hateful to thee?
I am misanthropus and hate mankind. For thy part, I do wish thou wert a dog, that I might love thee something.
I know thee well, but in thy fortunes am unlearned and strange.
I know thee too. And more than that I know thee, I not desire to know. Oh, follow thy drum. With man's blood paint the ground. Religious canons, civil laws are cruel. Then what should war be?
How came the noble Timon to this change?
As the moon does, by wanting light to give. But then renew, I could not, like the moon. There were no sons to borrow of.
Noble Timon, I have heard in some sort of thy miseries.
Thou saw'st them when I had prosperity.
I see them now. Then was a blessed time. I have but little gold of late, brave Timon, the want whereof doth daily make me revolt in my penurious band. I have heard and grieved how cursed Athens, mindless of thy worth, forgetting thy great deeds, when neighbor states before thy fortune trod upon them.
I prithee, beat thy drum and get thee gone.
I am thy friend and pity thee, dear Timon.
How dost thou pity him whom thou dost trouble? I had rather be alone.
Well, fare thee well. Here's some gold for thee.
Keep it. I cannot eat it.
When I have laid proud Athens on a heap.
Warst thou 'gainst Athens?
Aye, Timon, and have cause.
Oh, the gods confound them all in thy conquest. And thee after, when thou hast conquered.
Why me, Timon?
That by killing of villains, thou wast born to conquer my country. No, put thy gold up. Go on. Here's gold. Go on. Be as a planetary plague, when Jove will, or some high-viced city, hang his poison in the sick air, Let not thy sword skip one. Put armor on thine ears and on thine eyes, whose proof nor yells of mothers, maids, nor babes shall pierce a jot. There's gold. Pay thy soldiers. Make large confusion, and thy fury spent, confounded be thyself. Speak not. Be gone.
Well, hast thou gold yet? I'll take the gold thou givest me, not all thy counsel.
Dost thou, or dost thou not? Heaven's curse upon thee.
Strike up the drum towards Athens. Farewell, Timon. If I thrive well, I'll visit thee again.
If I hope well, I'll never see thee more.
I never did thee harm.
Yes. Thou spokest well of me.
Call'st thou that harm?
Men daily find it. Get thee away and take thy beagles with thee.
We but offend him. Strike!
That nature, being sick of man's unkindness, should yet be hungry. Oh, common mother, thou whose womb, immeasurable and infinite breast, teems and feeds all, whose self-same metal whereof thy proud child, arrogant man, is puffed, engenders the black toad and blue adder, with all the abhorred births below crisp heaven, yield him whom all thy human sons doth hate, from forth thy plenteous bosom one poor root. Ensear thy fertile and conceptious womb. Let it not more bring out ungrateful man, yet teem with new monsters, whom thy upward face, half to the marbled mansion all above, never presented. Oh, a root! Oh, dear, thanks. Dry up thy marrows, vines, and plough-torn leaves, whereof ungrateful men, with liquorish draughts and morsels unctuous, greases his pure mind, that from it all consideration slips.
O you gods, is yond despised and ruinous man, my lord, full of decay and failing? O monument and wonder of good deeds evilly bestowed, what an alteration has desperate want made, what viler thing upon the earthless mind. I will present this grief unto him, and as my lord still serve him with my life, my dearest master.
Ugh, away. What art thou there?
Have you forgotten me?
Why dost ask that? I have forgot all men. Then if thou grant'st thou art a man, I have forgot thee.
An honest poor servant of yours.
Then I know thee not. I never had an honest man about me. All I kept were knaves to serve in meat to villains.
The gods are witness. Ne'er did poor steward wear a truer grief for his undone lord than mine eyes for you.
What? Dost thou weep? Oh, come nearer. Then I love thee because thou art a woman, and declaim'st flinty mankind, whose eyes do ne'er give but thorough lust and laughter. Pity sleeping, strange times, that weep with laughing, not with weeping.
I beg of you to know me, good my lord, to accept my grief, and whilst this poor wealth lasts, to entertain me as your steward still.
Oh, had I a steward so true, so just, and now so comfortable. Ugh, it almost turns my dangerous nature mild. Let me behold thy face. Surely, this man was born of woman. Oh, forgive my general and acceptless rashness, you perpetual sober gods. I do proclaim one honest man. Mistake me not, but one. No more, I pray. and he's a steward. Ugh. Methinks thou art more honest now than wise. For by oppressing and by betraying me, thou mightst have sooner gotten other service. For many so arrive at second masters upon their first lord's neck. But tell me true, is not thy kindness subtle covetousness?
No, my most worthy master, in whose breast doubt and suspect, alas, are placed too late. You should have feared false times when you did feast. Suspect still comes where an estate is least. That which I show, heaven knows, is merely love, duty, and zeal to your unmatched mind, care of your food and living, and believe it, my most honored lord, for any benefit that points to me, either in hope or present, I will exchange for this one wish, that you had power and wealth to requite me by making rich yourself.
Look thee, 'tis so. Thou singly honest man, here. Take. The gods, out of my misery, have sent thee treasure. Go, live rich and happy, but thus conditioned. Thou shalt build from men. Hate all, curse all, show charity to none, but let the famished flesh slide from the bone. Ere thou relieve the beggar, give to dogs what thou deniest to men. Let prisons swallow 'em, debts wither 'em to nothing. Be men like blasted woods, and may disease lick up their false bloods. And so, farewell, and thrive.
Oh, let me stay and comfort you, my master.
If thou hatest curses, stay not. Fly, whilst thou art blessed and free. Ne'er see thou man, and let me ne'er see thee. Oh. More men? Ugh, plague, plague.
I was directed hither. Men report thou dost affect my manners and dost use them.
'Tis then because thou dost not keep a dog whom I would imitate. Now consumption catch thee.
This is in thee a nature but affected, a poor, unmanly melancholy sprung from change of fortune. Why this spade? This place? Thy flatterers yet wear silk, drink wine, lie soft. Be thou a flatterer now, and seek to thrive by that which has undone thee. Yes, hinge thy knee, and let his very breath, whom thou'lt observe, blow off thy cap. Praise his most vicious strain, and call it excellent. Thou wast told thus. Thou gavest thine ears like tapsters, that bid welcome to knaves and all approachers. 'Tis most just that thou turn rascal. Hadst thou wealth again, rascals should have it. Do not assume my likeness.
Oh, were I like thee, I'ld throw away myself.
Oh, well, thou hast cast away thyself, being like thyself, a madman so long, now a fool. What? Thinks that the bleak air is thy boisterous chamberlain? Will put thy shirt on warm? Huh? Will these mossed trees that have outlived the eagle page thy heels and skip where thou point'st out? Will the cold brook, candied with ice, coddle thy morning taste to cure thy o'ernight surfeit? Call the creatures whose naked natures live in all the sprite of wreakful heaven, whose bare unhoused trunks to the conflicting elements exposed answer mere nature, bid them flatter thee? Oh, thou shalt find that you
That a fool of thee. Depart.
I love thee better now than e'er I did.
I hate thee worse.
Why?
Thou flatterest misery.
I flatter not, but say that thou art a caitiff.
Why dost thou seek me out?
To vex thee.
Ah, always a villain's office or a fool's. Dost please thyself in it?
Aye.
What? A knave too?
If thou didst put this sour, cold habit on to castigate thy pride, 'twere well, but thou dost it enforcedly. Thou willst courtier be again, wert thou not a beggar. Willing misery outlives uncertain pomp, is crowned before. Thou shouldst desire to die being miserable.
Not by his breath that is more miserable. Thou art a slave, whom fortune's tender arm with favor never clasped. But myself, who had the world as my confectionery, the mouths, the tongues, the eyes and hearts of men at duty, more than I could frame employment, that numberless upon me stuck as leaves do upon the oak, have with one winter's brush fell from their bowels and left me open, bare for every storm that blows. I to bear this, that never knew but better, is some burden. Thy nature did commence in sufferance. Time hath made thee hard in it. Why shouldst thou hate men? They never flattered thee. What hast thou given? If thou wilt curse, thy father, that poor rag, must be thy subject, who in spite put stuff to some she-beggar and compounded thee, poor rogue, hereditary. Hence, begone. If thou hadst not been born the worst of men, thou hadst been a knave and a flatterer.
Art thou proud yet?
I, that I am not thee.
I, that I was no prodigal.
I, that I am one now. Were all the wealth I have shut up in thee, I'll give thee leave to hang thyself. Go, get thee gone. That the whole life of Athens were in this, thus would I eat it.
Here, here. I will mend thy feast, huh?
First, mend my company, take away thyself.
What wouldst thou have to Athens?
Oh, thee, thither in a whirlwind. If thou wilt, tell them there, I have gold. Look, so I have.
Yes, but here is no use for gold.
Oh, the best and truest, for here it sleeps and does no hired harm.
Where lies tonight's, Timon?
Under that's above me.
The middle of humanity thou never knewest, but the extremity of both ends. When thou wast in thy guilt and thy perfume, they mocked thee for too much curiosity. Now, in thy rags, now thou knowest none, but art despised for the contrary. Now, there's a meddler for thee. Eat it.
On what I hate, I feed not.
Oh, dost hate a meddler?
Aye, though it looked like thee.
And thou hast hated meddlers sooner, thou shouldst have loved thyself better now. What man didst thou ever know unthrift that was beloved after his means?
Who without those means thou talk'st of didst thou ever know beloved?
What things in the world canst thou nearest compare to thy flatterers?
Women, nearest. Ah, but men. Oh, Men are the things themselves. What wouldst thou do with the world, Apemantus, if it lay in thy power?
Give it to the beasts to be rid of the men.
Wouldst thou have thyself then fall in the confusion of men, and remain a beast with the beasts?
If thou couldst please me with speaking to me, thou mightst have hit upon it here. The commonwealth of Athens is become a forest of beasts.
How has the ass broke the wall that thou art out of the city?
Ah, the plague of company light upon you. When I know not what else to do, I'll see thee again.
When there is nothing living but thee, thou shalt be welcome. I had rather be a beggar's dog than Apemantus.
Oh, thou art the cap of all the fools alive.
Would thou wert clean enough to spit upon.
A plague on thee. Thou art too bad to curse.
If I name thee, I'll beat thee, but I should infect my hands.
I would my tongue could rot them off.
Away, thou tedious rogue. I am sorry I shall lose a stone by thee.
Oh! You beast!
Slave.
Toad.
Rogue. I am sick of this false world and love it not, but e'en the mere necessities upon it. Then, Timon, presently prepare thy grave. Lie where the light foam of the sea may beat thy gravestone daily. Make thine epitaph that death in me at others' lives may laugh.
Yeah, would 'twere so, but not till I am dead. I'll say thou hast gold. Thou wilt be thronged to shortly.
Thronged to?
Aye.
Thy back. I prithee.
Live and love thy misery.
It is vain that you would speak with Timon, for he is set so only to himself that nothing but himself which looks like man is friendly with him.
Will bring us to his cave. It is our part and promise to the Athenians to speak with Timon.
At all times alike men are not still the same. 'Twas time and griefs that framed him thus, time with his fairer hand, offering the fortunes of his former days, the former one may make him, bring us to him, and chance it as it may.
Here's his cave. Peace and be content here. Lord Timon! Timon! Look out and speak to friends, the Athenians. By two of their most reverend senate greet thee. Speak to them, noble Timon.
Worthy Timon.
Of none but such as you, and you of Timon.
The senators of Athens greet thee, Timon.
I thank them, and would send them back the plague, but could I but catch it for them.
Oh, forget what we are sorry for ourselves in thee. The senators, with one consent of love, entreat thee back to Athens, who have thought on special dignities which vacant lie for thy best use and wearing.
They confess towards thee forgetfulness too gentle gross, and send us thus to make their sorrow rendered, and write in thee the figures of their love, ever to read them thine.
You witch me in it. Surprise me to the very brink of tears. Lend me a fool's heart and an infant's eyes, and I'll beweep these comforts, worthy senators.
Therefore, so please thee to return with us and captain Athens. So soon we shall drive back the wild approaches of Alcibiades, who like a boar too savage doth root up his country's peace.
And shakes his threatening sword against the walls of Athens.
Therefore, Timon...
Well, sir, I will. Therefore, I will, sir, thus. If Alcibiades kill my countrymen, let Alcibiades know this of Timon, that Timon cares not. But if he sack fair Athens, giving our holy virgins to the stain of contumelious, beastly, mad-brained war, I cannot choose but tell him that I care not. And let him take it at worst, for their knives care not, while you have throats to answer. For myself, there's not a whittle in the unruly camp, but I do prize it at my love before the reverenced throat in Athens. So I leave you to the protection of the prosperous gods, as thieves to keepers.
Stay not. All's in vain.
Why, I was writing of my epitaph. It will be seen tomorrow. My long sickness of health and living now begins to mend, and nothing brings me all things. Go, live still. Be Alcibiades your plague, you his, and last so long enough.
We speak in vain.
But yet, I love my country, and I'm not one that rejoices in the common wreck. Commend me to my loving countrymen.
These words become your lips as they pass through them,
and enter in our ears like great triumphers in their applauding gates.
Commend me to them, and tell them that to ease them of their griefs, their fears of hostile strokes, their aches, losses, their pangs of love, with other incident throes that nature's fragile vessel doth sustain in life's uncertain voyage, I will some kindness do to them. I'll teach them how to prevent wild Alcibiades' wrath.
I like this well.
Return again.
I have a tree which grows here in my close that mine own use invites me to cut down, and shortly must I fell it. Now tell my friends, tell Athens, in the sequence of degree from high to low throughout, that whoso please to stop affliction, let him make his haste, come hither, ere my tree hath felt the axe, and hang himself. I pray you do my greeting.
Trouble him no further. Thus you shall still find him.
Come not to me again, but say to Athens, Timon hath made his everlasting mansion upon the beached verge of the salt flood, who once a day with her embossed froth the turbulent surge shall cover. Thither come, and let my gravestone be your oracle. Graves only be men's work, and death their gain. Sun, hide thy beams. Timon hath done his reign.
His discontents are unremovably coupled to nature.
Our hope in him is dead. Let us return and strain what other means is left unto us in our dear peril.
It requires swift foot.
Thou hast painfully discovered. Are his files as full as they report?
I have spoke the least. Besides, his expedition promises present approach.
We stand much hazard if they bring not Timon.
Here come our brothers.
No talk of Timon, nothing of him expect. The enemy's drum is heard, and fearful scouring doth choke the air with dust. In and prepare! Ours is the fall, I fear, our foes the snare.
Sound of this coward and lascivious town our terrible approach. Till now, you have gone on and filled the time with all licentious measure, making your wills the scope of justice. Till now, myself and such as slept within the shadow of your power have wandered with our traversed arms and breathed our sufferance vainly. Now the time is flush, when crouching marrow in the bearer strong cries of itself, no more! Now breathless wrong shall sit and pant in your great chairs of ease, and pursy insolence shall break his wind with fear and horrid flight.
Noble and young, when thy first griefs were but a mere conceit, ere thou hadst power or we had cause to fear, we sent to thee to give thy rages balm, to wipe out our ingratitudes with loves above their quantity.
So did we woo transformed Timon to our city's love. by humble message and by promised means. We were not all unkind, nor all deserved the common stroke of war.
These walls of ours were not erected by their hands from whom you have received your griefs, nor are they such that these great towers, trophies, and schools should fall for private faults in them.
Not all offended. It is not square to take revenge on those that are for those that were. Crimes are not like lands inherited, then like a shepherd. Approach the fold and cull the infected, but kill not altogether.
Throw thy glove, or any token of thine honor else, that thou wilt use the wars as thy redress, and not as our confusion. All thy powers shall make their harbor in our town, till we have sealed thy full desire.
Then there's my glove. Descend and open your uncharged ports. Those enemies of Timon's and mine own, whom you yourselves shall set out for reproof, fall and no more. And to atone your fears with my more noble meaning, not a man shall pass his quarter or offend the stream of regular justice in your city's bounds, but shall be rendered to your public laws at heaviest answer.
'Tis most nobly spoken.
Descend. Keep your words.
My noble general, Timon is dead, entombed upon the very hem of the sea, and on his gravestone this in sculpture, which with wax brought I away.
Here lies a wretched corpse of wretched soul bereft. Here lies Timon, a plague consuming wicked caitiffs left. These well express thee in thy latter spirits. Though thou abhorrest us in our human griefs, scornst our brains flow, and those are droplets which from niggard nature fall. Yet rich conceit taught thee to make vast Neptune weep for I on thy low grave, on faults forgiven. Dead is noble Timon, of whose memory hereafter more. Bring me into your city, and I will use the olive with my sword, make war breed peace, make peace stint war, make each prescribe to other as others leech. Let our drums strike. Fuck it now.
Well done, y'all.
Yay. Awesome. Amazing show, everybody. We're going to kick it right off with the Q&A. We've got the 3 questions we ask every time. We've got some questions from the audience tonight to pop to the cast. Before we hop into that, if anyone is watching and can give us the old like, share, subscribe, it goes a long way. And always, as always, especially nowadays, maybe a phone call and just a little word of mouth and just say, hey, how you doing? Phone works as a phone. You should check out this thing's happened online.
You mean to us?
Great. I mean, everybody, call, make the phone calls, use the phone as a phone. But great job, everyone. Beautifully read, beautiful, wonderful to laugh with and at and with Timon of Athens. The first question, as always, is what did you learn about the play that you didn't know before? So we'll go 90 seconds-ish with the cast, and feel free to respond in the comments on YouTube, and we'll share some responses as well. What did you learn about the play you didn't know before?
Somehow this is my third time in a reading of Timon, and I think for the first time it made sense at all. So like props to the cut and everybody here. I know some folks in the audience say that. Well, in the cast, I feel that too.
A lot of similarities to Coriolanus with Alcibiades specifically that rang true today.
The weirdness finally seems intentional rather than just like, what is Shakespeare doing? Do you know what I mean? It felt like this was a very, and I think this is props to Josh for his introduction to the company when we were doing the read through yesterday. But the play felt very specific, and I've never felt that way when I've seen a reading or read this play before.
I didn't know the play at all. This is my second cold read. And I immediately found myself bucking against what I read about my character. I don't think he or she is a churl. I think she's terribly in love with Timon. Timon, you've done the play before. What did you learn this time?
I really heard, and I think it's because it's in the air right now, I heard all of the plague and sickness references really kind of had a second meaning that I've not noticed before, but they're all throughout the play. There's so much about plague and rot and sickness. Yeah.
And jumping off of that, infecting the air, you had a thing about infecting the air, and it just like sunk into my ears. And previously in Coriolanus, there's something infect the air, and I was like, oh wow, doing this, going on this journey in that way, all those things are so resonant.
Also, how when what's been given to you for a long time is then asked of you, how few people are willing to step up and make that happen.
Some thoughts from the YouTube. We've got, I didn't know you pronounced Timon with a long I. I guess I've never heard it said out loud, which is cool. And Harry Waller says, it feels like a morality tale, much better to see it than it was to read that first time. I think my mind has changed. Some thoughts from YouTube. Monty, want to take a question too?
Yeah. So what, let's see if I can do it from memory. I've tried a lot. What image, phrase, or word from the play stuck out to you? Is that right, Dan? Did I get it right? Yeah. What image, phrase, or word from the play stuck out to you today? If you happen to know this play, I guess this question usually has a different resonance than it does with this one. Or if you didn't know it, what stuck out hearing it for the first time? Actors first and then to YouTube. What image, phrase, yeah.
I think that I've never had any experience with this play, but every mention of misanthropy or misanthrope sort of just stuck out to me. Just because, like, I don't know, man. It's being in quarantine, I just start to hate people sometimes. Just especially, people who still, go out and do things and they should be staying home. So yeah, just a lot of Timon's anger was sort of, so I felt that.
I think I had not heard, and coming so freshly off of Macbeth, when Timon was looking at Flavius and he said, surely this man was born of woman.
Yeah.
I was cutting vegetables and was like, what? And just that sense of the Macduff Flavius sort of loyalty, like, is this an inherently good person? Is this an inherently good force in a play? That there's something about, and that phrase feels so deliberate. This man was born of woman, coming so close to Macbeth in terms of how we're exploring it. That jumped out at me in a way that I was very surprised by today.
Image-wise, in a Saturday Night Live kind of way, I had a very enjoyable time watching my fellow ensemble members trying not to laugh their pants off during certain moments, because I know for me, I was hysterically laughing and I was watching all your faces and you were holding it together and it was so good. And I thought, one more second and they're just gonna tip, and you didn't. But oof, I love those moments.
No Jimmy Fallon's here tonight. No Jimmy Fallon's.
Yeah. It was
But
fun
Jimmy,
to
if
find
you would
comedy.
like to be on Shakespeare Happy Hours, we do have spots available just for you. Anybody else from the inside?
I wondered if there was like the fact that he went and lived in a cave, in like a hermit. I think like I know that, and I've seen a couple of productions of the play, but it just jumped out at me tonight that you've had enough, you're just going off, and made perfect sense. But also just where we were all out in our own little caves, it just sort of that image of just stayed with me a little bit today.
Yeah, something in that particular, like the like, no, don't come into my house right now. Like I need to do that. I need to not be with people right now. That definitely, yeah, absolutely. From the YouTube, we have plague was ever present in Shakespeare's time. Going back to Josh's recollection on the first question. The description of gold as a yellow slave, breaking religions, blessing the accursed, etc. And the water throwing at the dinner. Dan, you want to take that last one?
Yeah. Our third question for the cast of 90-ish seconds, then head to the YouTube. Why does this play matter to you right now? Why does this play matter to you right now?
I said something about this in rehearsal yesterday, that I feel like this play is oft overlooked, but it is really important, I think, because it deals with very contemporary American problems like debt and disloyalty, or excessive loyalty, or unwarranted war. It's very timely. When I was in this a couple years ago, and it was the first time my wife ever told me, she was like, I think you're bringing this play home with you, because I was panicking about our finances the entire time we did the show. It's just something that's very now about it, I guess.
Anybody else?
It definitely makes me think about, in a time like this or any time ever, like who shows up for you and when and why. Like look at your phone. You're like, oh man, like who's texting me? Who's checking in? And do I, who am I checking in with as well? It just kind of makes you question, okay, like how much am I, really investing into these relationships? And it's a time, especially now, when a lot of folks are expressing need, or may not be expressing the need they have. Like who are you checking in with? It says a lot.
To that end, I feel like there's something in the like, how much of my identity or my sanity is dependent on the people who are in my immediate circle, and when that circle dissipates, am I even the same person? That was hitting me a lot tonight. Anybody else? Last chance.
There's a large discourse about what it is to be a good person, and where people's values lie, and the fact that Timon's greatest weakness is over generosity. Like his great sin is is being a glutton at giving, right? Like he's such a good person, it ruined his life. And I think there's a flippant way of looking at it, which is like, it's a rich guy who like pays off his friends and shit. I think something that Josh brings, and the energy that he brings, is more like, this is a genuinely good human that is giving and giving and giving, and just didn't realize that he didn't have anything left. And what does that say about him, and about not the value of generosity, because I think generosity is a good thing, but sort of like how, I don't know, it's a more, this probably actually answers your first question, Dan. It's a more interesting conversation and more contemporary feeling conversation than I usually see in Shakespeare. There's usually, to the morality play comment, it's either black and white, right, wrong. But this is sort of like, is he a good guy? Is he an idiot? Is he just like, where's the line of this person's morality? Hey, I'm rambling. Good day.
I listened to you ramble all night, Alex Hernandez. But now on to audience questions. The first one we have is, has the current economic climate changed your reading or understanding of the play? So those few of us who know the play well, I guess that's first to you, but even for those of us who don't, like, has it impacted either the transformation from the read through to today, or what preconceived notions you might have had about the play into tonight? Does the current economic climate have any impact on your reading or understanding of the play?
I know I'm not one of the people who's like dealt with this play before, but I sort of am going in like this opposite direction than the play goes. Like, if anything, I'm just more generous to sort of reaching out to friends and like asking people if they need a helping hand, even though like we're all in the same situation and same boat. Because I think that like, especially this time, is like, with Timon, what you don't see is they're all not in the same boat. It's just Timon sort of doing his version of good, and everyone just using him for it. But I think that if you surround yourself with the right people, then everyone is sort of able to check in with everyone else. And that giving and receiving goes a long way, just in terms of support.
It's making me also think about resources and what we count as resources, like, and how we leverage those resources within our relationships. Like not only financial need, not only financial need, but like, what other resources do we have, and what does a community look like that actually believes in reciprocity and actual like truly like letting that come from a healing place, as opposed to a place of drainage, which I feel like in so much excess, which I feel, well, my personal belief is like, right now as a nation, I think, there's so much excess, there's so much drainage, there's so much, there's not a lot of reciprocity, which I think actually builds community. And then that also makes me think about accountability and what accountability looks like, because in some ways, like there's generosity of like bailing someone out, but then there's also like, how do you nurture accountability within that relationship and like growing them to an accountable place. And sometimes that's not, it's not always a financial thing. Like sometimes it's not good for somebody to just pay off all your student loan debts, because you should learn how to money manage. But also, if you want to pay off my student loan debts, you can. Like, I'm not going to stop you. So it's, so it's just making me think a lot about community and accountability, and resources, and how we just think about diversifying our understanding of what resources are.
Awesome.
Amazing. A thought from the YouTube on that question. The difference between Apemantus and Timon feels a bit like some current generational differences. Gen X cynicism versus baby boomers pitching a fit because they aren't getting their way? Question mark. A thought from the YouTube. The question that question came from Chelsea Kaufman. Aloha, Chelsea. Miss you. A final question for the cast from Joe Quinn. Should man trust man? Do our selfish, angry natures doom us to tear each other apart? Cast, 90-ish seconds to respond to the question. Should man trust man? Do our selfish, angry natures doom us to tear each other apart?
Yes, man should trust man, and look what happens if we don't. We lose lives.
Or you end up in a cave, hanging yourself on a tree.
But then which of the people do you trust?
Yeah, you go about just trusting everybody you meet on the street. That's how you get all your shit taken from
True.
you, right? That's what I learned from this play.
Trust
I think
with your
it's-
heart. You feel the right people.
Let fate decide.
Well, I think
life is about your mistakes as much as it is your successes, probably more so. I mean, you get older, and I'm not sure you get smarter. In my case, certainly not. But you look back and you go, oh, I remember that mistake I made 30 years ago. I'm not going to do that this time. And with people, you sit there and you go, I got a good feeling, like you say, your heart. But you pay attention. But I mean, life is about mistakes. And if you don't do that, then are you living?
I feel like Shakespeare would say that there's nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so, and that if you intend mistrust, you will reap mistrust. I think it's interesting this play that the foil of Alcibiades and Timon, I think, gets skipped over a lot because they both get rejected by society in one way, form, or the other, and they both solve it so differently. In that one can involve community, and then one can involve voluntary life isolation.
Yeah, I think that like man should listen to man, and man should empathize with man, and that may beget trust, because it is earned and it is built upon. So I don't think it's quite as simple as that.
And to both of those points, we have from the YouTube comments, Simon Boland says, quote from All's Well, love all, trust a few, and do wrong to none.
There we go.
Also off the YouTube, some generalizations there. Not everyone is a better angel. Also, I don't agree that our natures are naturally selfish and angry. So some issues with the question. Love it.
Well, if you want to debate the merits of that question or anything else that you saw tonight, you can join us in the company pub, but only if you're a Patreoner at the well or the top shelf level. If you're not, what you doing? Patreon.com/Shakespeare Happy Hours. You can do it right now. We're monitoring the email. We're all going to, well, not all, but several of us will probably pop over to that company pub. We'll see you there. And then we're back on Friday with All's Well That Ends Well. As Dan said, please do click that subscribe button, like this video, please spread the word. We are now 10 plays in. This is double digits now, which is absolutely insane. So amazing work, everyone. Congratulations. And yeah, hope to see y'all all over on Patreon, or if not, or on the Patreon Zoom room, or if not, on Friday. Back here, 5 p.m. for All's Well That Ends Well. Brilliant job, actors. So well done. And we'll see you all soon. Bye.
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 Bye.